Welcome to another video on my Arduino Mega2560 with Arduino Uno. Breadboard with electronics, some mechanics and driving some motors of Technique. And these mechanics are also of Technique. Last time I focused on both the motors and SPI, the serial peripheral interface, with which the Mega2560 and Uno are connected. Now it doesn't quite work yet, unfortunately, despite the correct wiring and a hardware setup. One thing that should work is with this wire to this LED, and the question is, if it doesn't work, is the LED correct? I checked it, and yes, the LED does work, which means that the code is not entirely correct. Yeah, more on that later. Then serial peripheral interface is working with bytes, and that was a mistake I made previously, so the code needs to be changed. What more can be said about the hardware? Well, there is a little bit of confusion on the onboard LED. They both have them. On this board, the Mega2560, it is known that the onboard LED is number 13. Somehow I assumed that on this board it was 13 as well, but when I wanted to check it, I started to doubt. Now there are several LEDs on here, as well as on here, and there are TX and RX, and last time the TX, which is, by the way, for the serial interface, transmit, where RX is receive, and the transmit LED started blinking, and that didn't repeat after some time, so I have to investigate that as well. So several things to do, all in code so far. So let's get to the code, and unfortunately I still can't combine visual on the hardware and software, so I still have to change between them. Okay, enough introduction. Ready for some coding. So, coding time. Once again, Arduino Mega2560 code, Arduino Uno code, left and right. Also, because of Linux, I had to once again change ownership of the USB cables which connect to the Arduino boards, Mega2560 and Uno. So that's all said. I was talking about some mistakes. Well, one of them is the connection to the LED, which I tested and doesn't do anything. Well, at least not in circuit. It is connected to the Uno, so here it is. And apart from defining which constant integer is which pin, I also have to say pin mode is output, because without it won't work. And so far it wasn't defined as output, so hence it doesn't do anything. Then going forward, I mean, here I say, alright, it is to be expected. Here a byte RX signal, and here LED on is 1. LED on, LED on, whatever, LED, you name it. Then in here I want to express that it is actually working. So what I am going to do also is that here it says digital write is low, and here digital write 9 is high. So I want to actually see that it is being done. So I am going to add the code that says, alright, pin 9 on. And then here, you guess it, no, it's off. Here, low, it's off. Then here it is on. So this should be visible in the command in the console. So let's do something from the console. It's already done uploading. Once again, yep, alright. Then to the Uno serial monitor. So what does it show? Does it show anything at all? SPI slave, yeah, that's here. For this it doesn't do a thing. If it is this, then do this. Apparently it doesn't do so. What should it do? That's a very good question. Extremely good question. Let's see in the slave demo, because you know that I use this as, let's say, something as an example, and then it says like this. But so far this is not printed, so I think I should uncomment this one and change the code. Uncomment, else if, and then the important thing is it's no longer signal, it is RX signal. If, and then I can do, oops, I can say if not RX signal is let on. But I have to remove one bracket here, and remove this one, this part of the code, which is now yellow, because I'm no longer working with those values. So if it is not, then I can put also this code right here, and since this is not, I can say here not, and here the same, to distinguish it from this part of the code, from this part. So let's see how this works. Uploading, done, and let's see. So let's see. Tools, serial monitor. What is happening? Absolutely nothing. Alright, this is certainly not what I expected. Our X signal is whatever. Alright, then I do it slightly different. Because I can print what it is anyway. So, alright, so now it prints on the same line with a new line ending what it actually is. Alright, let's see again. It is 0. Once again it is 0. But then if it is not let on, which is 1 and it is 0, then I do it slightly different. Copy, paste, 0, and I make this out. Alright. Then I make this out. Then else if. Rx signal is 0. Something's got to work. Testing. Oh, right, but I do have, I do want a print in the console anyway, no matter what. So I say Rx signal is 0. And let's make it a print line. Alright, console. So now, why doesn't this work? This is very strange. So let's indent this code. Edit, indent. Alright. Is that logical? No, not so logical. Hold on. I have to indent all this code. This is what I have to indent. See, now it is logical. Now this is from this if and this uclad. This is one big if statement, and within this, this is one if, this is one if, and this is one if. Not that it matters, but now it is visible, and that's what matters too. Remains the question, why doesn't it work? It should work. It says it is 0. Well, if it is 0, then why doesn't it print this? Or am I making a mistake, a big mistake? Alright, I'll write it, so then I know what is going on. Upload. Alright. Time for the monitor again. Now this is very clearly from this part. Very clearly. That means that for some reason, if Rx signal is 0, it should print this, which obviously does not happen. Now, isn't that strange? Here it says Rx signal. Oh wait, here it says is transfer to this. So let us put this one. Right. That is a good one. Here it prints the same. So out commenting this out, then something is going wrong here. Definitely. because if it doesn't print anything, this SPI transfer 255 is a byte which is assigned here and printed here into a string. That is happening the same thing here. So that is something that doesn't go right. Do again. See, nothing. Doesn't do a thing. So what's the difference? What is the difference anyway? Pin mode output. Yeah, right. If I would put this line right in front of here, so in between the output and this one, what would happen? That's an interesting question. Same thing, apparently. Nothing is happening. What about changing this to input? Just randomly changing things. Well, not too randomly, but also nothing. This means that I am misunderstanding something thoroughly. Question is what? I know I didn't completely copy it, not exactly, because I am leaving this one out. But it should do something, in my opinion, and that it lacks. So like to trying to understand the code, since absolutely nothing works yet. And that can get very boring. I did something with the code on the Uno, and that something is making it more or less the same in my own wordings. And what shows out is that SS_last is low, slave off is printed continuously, and that's about it. So I figure there is something wrong on the master side. The master example shows almost exactly this. Well, the structure, except that it has here a delay, which I didn't have, so apparently you have to wait here. But something very unpleasant. The much used the TCC R3B, the timer, is suddenly not declared in the scope. Oh, wait, I understand what it is. Yeah, alright, I am doing something wrong. I forget to... Yeah, port, I have to do the Mega, and now it will run. Yes, that was it. That's it. Right. Always keep your wits. Well, absolutely nothing here. So then we go back to the Uno and port once again the Uno, and let's see what happens now. As you can see, again, slave off, SPI slave. So that is something, well, first it says, okay, it is low, then it says, okay, if it is not high, so it is low, then slave off, set as last is high. If it is not low, then SPI slave, yes, RX signal, yes, and then finito, done. Well, here it actually should start. So, still, I am absolutely baffled with whatever is going on. And with this bad news, it is no use to show the board and electronics again, although, let me see, is that true? Because I saw a LED, yeah, I do see a LED blink, so yes, I do give you a watch at the camera, at the circuit. Apparently something did change, but it's still a mystery why and how. So let's go there for the final part of this video. Last part of this video. What I was referring to is that somehow this LED, though I have another way to pointing at it without ruining anything, this LED is blinking now and then. And as said, there you saw it. Maybe I should remove the light. So this LED here. Yep, blinking, going off for a second and or less, and then being on again. Yep, you can see it. Is that my doing? I think so. But still, since the output on the in the console is not to my satisfaction at all, I'm not quite sure what to think of it. So, with this result, let me show you exactly the same what is going on for the rest. Two propellers running, well, motors with propellers. Then this chain action which for some reason doesn't have its usual effect on the LEDs, or I'm watching at the wrong time, very well possible. And apart from that, well, a lot of code today, and or this time, and one LED blinking, kind of. And with that, let me see if I can get this LED working again. Why is that not giving in? This LED is off and this LED is off. That can't be a coincidence. They both act the same. So why is this happening? Alright, something else to check. Always something. Anyway, what I was saying, thank you for watching. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you really don't want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. Actually, right now I have more followers on Instagram than on YouTube. Apart from that, please see also my website for information how you can make a small donation to my blog, which is very much appreciated. And this is obviously going to be continued. I have to check these LEDs and continuing SPI. So for now, bye bye.